What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Hangout Spot where you already know it's Real Talk Sports Talk, live from our man cave. It's your boy Johnny, and let's talk baseball. Yankee baseball in particular. And for all you Yankee fans, how are you guys feeling about this lineup in 2024, man? Listen, I'm not even going to lie. For the past couple of years, I've been extremely down on baseball. A lot of it had to do with the way the game is being played today. It's all about analytics, launch angle. It just hasn't been the game that I grew up loving. And then you combine that with the fact that the Yankees have been extremely disappointing the last couple of years, including last year, and been so much of a diehard fan as I usually had been in prior years. But new year, new outlook, new players, Juan Soto. How are we feeling? How are we feeling about this team? I was looking at the roster and I put together a projected lineup that I feel can be fire if they can stay healthy and Aaron Boone doesn't screw it up. Because I'll be honest with you, I'm not the biggest Aaron Boone fan. I was extremely disappointed that after an 82-80 season, Yankees finishing fourth place, that he wasn't fired. I wanted him gone. I wasn't happy with him. I wasn't happy with Brian Cashman. I felt like we needed a change. But they decided to bring him back. Wasn't happy about that either. But I guess, just like any other Yankee fan, right? Once they make a big move, a splashy move, they pull you back in. Once you are out, they pull you back in. We're spoiled, man. We're not used to losing and not making the playoffs. Sure, we haven't won a championship since 2009. I get that. But at the end of the year, Yankee fans expect this team to be at least in the playoffs, in the mix. And when we're not, it's disappointing. We don't know what to do with ourselves. Then the offseason comes, and we knew we needed some reinforcements, right? And then they go and get Juan Soto. And that just gets you excited all over again because this guy is a special player. One of the best hitters in baseball. One of the best eyes in baseball as far as getting on base, drawing walks. And this is from a guy that will hit 35, 40 home runs a year. It's going to be an interesting season, to say the least. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the Yankees are a lock to go to the World Series. I still think there's a lot of question marks, especially in the pitching staff, and we'll get into that in a separate video. Right now, I just want to concentrate on this lineup because this is what excites me the most. If the Yankees are going to win, they're going to have to go out there and they're going to have to put runs on the board. And I think that this lineup can do that. So I put together projected starting nine. Starting with DJ LeMahieu batting first. The Machine, as we used to call him a few years ago. Again, he's 35 years old. Way past his prime. He has that pedigree, right, of being one of the better hitters in baseball. Two-time batting champion, lifetime 292 hitter. Last year, not so good. Only hit 243, 15 home runs, 44 RBIs. But we're hoping that we can get something close to what we had a few years ago, when you couldn't really even pitch to this guy with runners on base. It seemed like every time there was a run on base, he was going to get a hit to drive somebody in. Times have changed. Age has probably caught up with him, but Aaron Boone did say that he's going to be the everyday third baseman. So if he can get on base, he can hit at least 275, 280. That's what I'm hoping for. More than likely, he'll be able to score 100 runs. Because batting second, I have Juan Soto. And like I said, he's 25 years old and he's amazing. One of the best hitters in baseball right now. One of the best young talents. And a lot of people may crap on the Yankees for picking him up because he's in the final year of a deal. So he will be a free agent. He is a Scott Boras client. So more than likely, they're going to test free agency and try to get the best and highest possible contract. So is there a realistic chance that he can come back to the Yankees? I suppose so. But this is going to be a big year for them to audition that this is the place that he's going to want to be long term. And the only way to do that realistically is to win. Because there's nothing like winning in New York City, whether you're a Yankee fan or a Met fan. There's nothing like winning at a high level here in this city. It's electric. Yankee Stadium is electric during playoff baseball. And if he can experience that and love it while he's doing it, there's a chance that we got a shot. But a lot of things have to fall into place. I don't even want to look ahead. I do know that most of the fans that talk crap about us taking this chance probably would have jumped at the opportunity to have their teams take the same chance. So stop it. He's a special hitter. You take your chances with that year and you play it out and you see where it goes. But look at what you're getting this year. Last year, he had 32 doubles. This guy not just hits for power, but he could spray the ball all over the field. Old school type hitter. 35 home runs and 109 RBIs. And like I said, one of the best batting eyes in baseball, 132 walks. This is from a guy that hits for power. He also hit 275. That's special. The only thing that I'm concerned with Juan Soto is that I don't want him to fall into this bad habit of trying to pull the ball because he wants to hit 50 home runs in that short right field porch. Don't do that. Be yourself. Be true to who you are. Spray the ball around. Trust me when I tell you, those line drives that you hit to right field that could potentially hit a wall in other stadiums might go over that right field wall. So you may pick up another 5 or 6 just by being yourself. Not to mention that he can hit the ball out of any ballpark, anywhere in the field. He has power to all fields. Special player, man. It's going to be fun to watch him in the pinstripes. Hitting in front of the guy who I have hitting third, which is Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge has said in the media that he would prefer, if he had his preference, to hit third because he values driving runs in. He's an RBI guy. He is an old school type player. I think he's going to get his chance. If I were making the lineup, that's exactly where I would put him. With Juan Soto's batting eye, being able to work walks, hit doubles, he's going to have a ton of RBI opportunities if he stays healthy. I don't see Aaron Judge getting anything less than 120 RBIs next year if he plays a full season, which is a question mark. I mean, 2 years ago, he played a full season, hit 62 home runs, broke the American League record for home runs in a season. And then last year, he gets hurt. Plays in only 106 games, but don't get it twisted. In those games, he still had 37 home runs and 75 RBIs, and he hit 267. He's a career 282 hitter when he's healthy. He's one of the best players in baseball by far, all around, both behind hitting and playing the field. He's projected to play center field, so that is a little bit concerning for me, especially for a guy as big as he is, 6'7", 282 pounds. But, that's where he's projected to be. Either way, he has to be in that lineup. He has to play at least 145 games for us to have a realistic chance to be that type of offense on paper that we're capable of being. Juan Soto second and Aaron Judge third. That's going to be crazy. Crazy. Then rounding out the top 4, I have Anthony Rizzo, who is coming back from injury. And in the media, he has said that he's 100% healthy. He's not experiencing any symptoms from that concussion that kept him out of 63 games last year. And we need him back. He is a spark plug. They love him in the locker room. He is a leader. He is a Gold Glove caliber player at first base. And he's a clutch hitter. In 99 games last year, he hit 12 home runs and 41 RBIs. Now, his batting average will technically be in the mid 240, 250 range. He hit 244 last year. For his career, he's a 263 hitter, but he's almost hit 295 home runs in his career and has driven in 930 RBIs, over 1,500 hits. He's won a World Series. He's played in playoff games. He's been big in big moments. I love Anthony Rizzo on this team, and I love him as the cleanup hitter because he evens out a lineup that is going to go right, left, the top four. And it could potentially be the same way the rest of the lineup. Because batting fifth, I have Gleyber Torres. And Gleyber Torres, a few years ago, I was kind of down on because I looked at him as the type of player that he has potential. I just thought he was lazy and didn't work hard and was that type of player that was just going to play based on his potential. I can be good enough based on my potential. I don't have to play hard enough. At least that's the perception he gave me and some of the other Yankee fans that I used to talk to. But to his credit, he's had two really good seasons. Last year in particular was really good. So he's that type of player that just when you think you're out, he pulls you back in as well. Because he's only 27 years old. And he hit 273 last year with 163 hits, 25 home runs, 68 RBIs, and he stole 13 bases. He's actually a pretty good base runner. Sometimes a little bit too aggressive, but I rather aggressive than passive. For his career, he has 123 home runs and 378 RBIs. Last two seasons, he has 49 home runs and 144 RBIs. And let's not forget, in 2019, his best season with the Yankees, 38 home runs. So this is what he's capable of. And he's only getting better and better, I would think. Best thing the Yankees did, though, was put him back at second base. That shortstop project just was not working. He's a much relaxed and better hitter and a better fielder at second base. And the good part about Gleyber is that he wants to be a Yankee for life. They actually avoided arbitration. So he signed that $14.2 million this year, but he's scheduled to be a free agent next year, and he's made it clear he wants an extension and he wants to come back and wants to retire Yankee. So I do like that about him. And with youth on his side, unless you can find a much better upgrade, I mean, I'm okay. I'm okay with Gleyber Torres being in this lineup. He has the potential to be explosive. Batting sixth, I have another new Yankee, another pickup that the Yankees made, this time from the Red Sox, and that's Alex Verdugo. I actually like Alex Verdugo, but he was an interesting pickup because the Yankees have a plethora of outfielders, especially now with Juan Soto, but he was picked up before Juan Soto. But he's only 27 years old, and although there has been issues and questions about his attitude and his character, I think they're a little bit overblown, or at least I want to believe they are. I just think he's a fiery Hispanic player who plays with a lot of passion. Sometimes they maybe have the tendency to go a little bit overboard, but you kind of know, you kind of get the sense of where his heart is at least. He wants to win. And he's a decent hitter. I mean, he's not going to hit 30 home runs, but for his career, he's a 281 hitter. He hits doubles. He sprays the ball. Last 3 years, he had 32 doubles, 39 doubles, and last year, 37 doubles. He hit 264 with 13 home runs and 54 RBIs last year. It's not a bad hitter. The knock on him is his defense and, like I said, his attitude. They're probably going to put him in left field, so I'm not sure how that's going to work out. But realistically, I don't expect him to play the entire season because once Juan Dominguez comes back, Jason Dominguez comes back, you got to think that they're going to give him those at-bats in the outfield because what we saw from him in the little bit of time that he was with us last year, I mean, he could be a special player. And word is he's in spring training now, but he's not going to be available to play until the summertime. So I think Alex Verdugo has an opportunity to go out there and get some at-bats and work the count and get on base for us. And I think that would be key because, again, he also kind of balances out the lineup. Gleyber Torres, right-handed hitter. Now he's a left-handed hitter. Which takes us to my seventh hitter, who, in my opinion, biggest question mark, and it all has to do with health, is Giancarlo Stanton, the DH. To his credit, he's actually come into this spring training much more skinnier, noticeably skinnier. So you get the sense that he made a conscious effort this offseason to get in better shape and kind of minimize the bulk and the muscle. And he looks good. He looks good so far. But again, just like any other player that's injury prone, He can be good today, and then you don't see him for 2 months. And that's who he has been. Last year, he missed 101 games. Only hit 191 with 24 home runs. That's not cutting it. Not for a guy of, number one, his caliber and his potential, but his salary. That's the thing. With what you're paying him, you should be getting at least 40 home runs from this guy. But he hasn't played a full season since 2018. And that's, ironically, that was his first season with the Yankees. He played 158 games that year. Isn't that crazy? After that, nothing close to that. With him is injuries. Is he going to stay healthy? Because his contract, you're not moving him. You're stuck with him. The Yankees are stuck with him until the end of 2027. That's when they can rid themselves of that contract. But for now, next 4 years, they are going to have to pay him $98 million. And that's only because the Marlins are plugging in an extra $30 million from 2025 to 2027. There's no way you're moving this guy. Not for that contract. Not for the doubts that he's not going to play a full season. So you got to hope that he can play a full season. That's our only hope. And if he can, he's going to hit over 30 home runs. I mean, without a doubt. I mean, this guy can hit the ball 500 feet. But with him, it's availability. And that's the best ability. Batting eighth, I have the rookie catcher, Austin Wells. The left-handed hitting rookie catcher, because he came up last year in a September call-up. So technically, he's going into the season as a rookie. Not enough at-bats to be considered a second-year player. He's 24 years old. He has a lot of potential. With the bat, his question mark is his defense. But if you saw him in limited amount of play last year, 19 games, he has 16 hits, 4 home runs, and 13 RBIs. He showed you flashes of what he can do. I love his swing. I love his lefty swing in the stadium. He can hit it in the gaps. That is necessary. But the thing with him is if he wants to be a full-time starter, and I would suggest he's going to start the season, or predict he's going to start the season as the starter, based on potential alone, he's going to have to prove that he can catch every single starter on this staff. And they have to feel comfortable with him as the receiver. Because we all know they're comfortable with Jose Trevino. But Jose Trevino doesn't give you the type of potential at the plate that Austin Wells does. And right now, he's the 7th best prospect in the minor league system. So you're going to have to give him some burn. You're not going to waste him away. You got to go out there and give him some burn and see what he can do with consistent at-bats. I think there's a ton of potential there, and I'm excited to see what he brings to the table in 2024. In batting ninth, I got the kid coming into his second year with the team, Anthony Volpe, shortstop, who I think had a good season last year. I mean, there's a lot of Yankee fans that I talk to that either like him or they don't like him. I like him. I think he has a ton of potential. He's a good kid. I think he has the potential to be a leader. He just needs time to continue to develop. I'm glad that the Yankees stuck to their plan and played him the entire season, though, and didn't send him back down at some point when he was struggling. Because, I mean, if you look at it, the batting average is low. I get it. 209, not good. Doesn't have the greatest eye at the plate. He's not selective. More of a free swinger. He's got to fix that. But you got to remember, he's 22 years old. He did have 23 doubles, 21 home runs, showed some power, 60 RBIs, and more importantly, when he got on base, he was a threat to steal, 24 stolen bases. Imagine what he can be at the bottom of the lineup if he can hit 250, 260, start working some walks and trying to get some stolen bases. I see this kid as a potential 30-30 player. I do. When he starts to fill out and he starts to, again, get used to major league caliber pitching, gets more selective, starts working on getting a better eye, making better contact. There's a lot of potential here. There's a lot to like from Volpe. I'm excited to see what year 2 brings. I think it's going to be much more improved, especially in this type of lineup. And let's not mention, I mean, as a rookie coming in to play for the New York Yankees, a lot of pressure. A team, again, with expectations every year to go to the playoffs. I thought he handled himself well, like a leader, like a young leader. And that's what I like out of my young players, especially playing that position after the great Derek Jeter had played it at a high level for over 20 years. So I'm excited. I like Anthony Volpe. And that is my projected starting lineup for this year's 2024 Yankee team. Hopefully spring training goes okay, no injuries. If we can go into the season with this lineup, I think we're going to be fire. I think this is going to be a very explosive lineup and a very exciting lineup to watch day in and day out. Hopefully Aaron Boone doesn't screw that up, though. Anyhow, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Yankee fans, chime in. What do you think about this lineup? Anything you would do differently? Let me hear your lineups. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. And as always, if you're new to watching my videos, I don't know what you're waiting for. Please subscribe. This is how we do it up. This is how we're going to do this summer. It's not going to be Yankees only. It's going to be boxing and Jets in the fall. So make sure you're along for the ride. Stay tuned. I'm going to be doing a separate video where I talk about the projected starting pitching staff and the bullpen. A little bit more concerns there, but we'll get into that in that video. And as always, I appreciate you watching. This is your boy Johnny from the Hangout Spot, and I'll talk to everybody soon.